Welcome back. You're curious about the world, especially the digital side of things, but sometimes it feels, well, overwhelming, right?
It definitely can. There's so much going on.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into hacking. You hear the term constantly, but what's really behind it?
Yeah, we've been looking at some material from understanding hacking, types, methods, and protection. Our mission here is simple. Cut through the noise.
Give you the essentials, what it is, how it works.
Precisely. So you have a solid foundation for navigating, the digital world a bit more safely.
Okay, let's start right there. Hacking. At its core, what are we actually talking about? It's not just the movie stereotype, is it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, hacking means getting unauthorized access to computer systems or networks. That word unauthorized, that's the critical part.
Unauthorized. Got it.
And importantly, while we often hear about the bad stuff, it's not always malicious.
Ah, okay. That's a really good point. The source mentions different types using hats. Can you break that down for us?
Sure thing. It basically comes down to intent. So first, you have black hat hackers.
The bad guys.
Yeah, pretty much. They're motivated by financial gain, may be causing disruption, stealing data. You think digital thieves.
Right.
Then, completely opposite, you have white hat hackers. They're often called ethical hackers.
These are the good guys.
Exactly. They actively search for vulnerabilities, but they do it to fix them. They want to find the weaknesses before the black hats do. They work to improve security.
Okay, like security professionals testing systems?
Precisely. And then sort of in the middle, you've got the gray hat hackers.
Gray hats.
Yeah. They might hack into a system without permission, which isn't legal, but their intent usually isn't malicious like a black hat's.
So why do it then?
Maybe for the challenge or, to point out a vulnerability they found. But they don't have that prior authorization like a white hat. It's a gray area.
Interesting distinction. Okay, so regardless of the hat color, how do they actually do it? What are the steps involved typically?
It usually begins with something called reconnaissance.
Like spying.
Kind of, yeah. It's the information gathering stage. They're doing their homework on the target, maybe scanning for open connections, looking for software that's out of date, even checking things like social media for clues about employees or systems, just gathering intel.
A digital stakeout. Okay, what's next after they've gathered information?
Then they move to exploiting vulnerabilities. This is where they actually try to get in, using the weaknesses they found.
And what are common weaknesses?
Oh, lots. Unpatched software is a huge one. Those update reminders you get, they matter.
Right.
Also, weak passwords, servers that aren't configured properly, and phishing is very common.
Ah, those fake emails or messages trying to trick you.
Exactly. They try to fool you into giving up login details or clicking a malicious link. They can look incredibly real sometimes.
Scary stuff. So let's say they get in through one of those methods. What happens then?
Well, once inside, the goal is often gaining access and escalating privileges. They want deeper control, right? Not just surface access.
More power within the system.
Yes.
Yeah.
And crucial to this is covering their tracks. They don't want to get caught, so they might delete logs of their activity, use encryption, things like that.
Trying to be invisible.
And then comes the final stage, really. Execution and exfiltration. This is where they achieve their main goal.
Which could be.
Could be anything from installing malware, like ransomware, to actually stealing sensitive data exfiltration, or maybe just disrupting services. It depends on their motive.
Which brings us to motivations. Why do people do this? The source mentioned quite a few reasons.
Yeah, it's not just one thing. Financial gain is massive, obviously. Ransomware, selling stolen credit cards or data on the dark web.
Makes sense.
Then there's political or ideological motives, hacktivism, they call it, trying to make a statement or disrupt an opponent. Sometimes it's personal revenge, or simply the challenge, the notoriety. And don't forget corporate espionage companies trying to steal secrets from competitors. It's a real mix.
Wow, quite a spectrum. Okay, the big question for everyone listening, how do we protect ourselves from all this?
Well, the good news is that understanding how they work points directly to the defenses. Remember reconnaissance, finding outdated software.
Yeah.
So, keep your software updated. Those patches fix the holes they look for. Remember weak passwords and phishing. Use strong, unique passwords. Seriously, use a password manager. And enable two-factor authentication wherever you can. That extra step is huge.
Simple steps, but effective.
Absolutely. Also, back up your data regularly. If you get hit by ransomware, having a backup can be a lifesaver. And finally, just be aware of phishing. Learn to spot those fake emails and messages. Don't click suspicious links.
So really, a lot of it comes down to those fundamental digital hygiene habits.
It truly does.
Mm.
Hacking seems complex, and it can be, but nailing these basics goes a long way in keeping you safer.
All right, so for you listening, hopefully that paints a clearer picture. Hacking isn't monolithic, it's varied, with different actors, methods, and goals. Understanding the basics, reconnaissance, exploitation, covering tracks is key.
Definitely.
So here's something to think about. Now that you know these stages hackers often follow, what's one small, manageable change you could make, maybe even today, to significantly boost your own digital security? Just mull that over. It might be simpler than you think.